It's day 2 of 12 Days of Transit in New York City, a series where we look at the diverse options when it comes to getting around the city. For day 2, I'm on Staten Island right now. I'm at the Outlet Mall just outside the Staten Island terminal. And today we are gonna look at the Staten Island subway. If you look at the subway network of New York City, most of the lines, well, all the lines except one, are within Manhattan, Queens, Bronx, Brooklyn, that area. But there's one outlier, and that line is in Staten Island. Because if you haven't noticed, Staten Island is very far away from the other boroughs. It's over 5 miles away over water. And if I'm not mistaken, the Staten Island Ferry is the only way to connect the Staten Island subway to the rest of the New York subway network. From the mall, I'm making my way to the Staten Island subway, and this subway service apparently comes every 30 minutes, and there's one that's about to leave in 5-6 minutes. I'm trying to catch it so I don't have to wait for another half hour. I have never ridden this subway line, so this is gonna be a first because I hardly ever go to Staten Island. Actually, I never go to Staten Island. According to the internet, you only pay when you enter or exit the first 2 stops of this train. And we are going to confirm what people say on the internet. I'm walking into the Staten Island ferry terminal, and this is how I'm going to access the Staten Island subway. And I found it! Map of Staten Island as a whole. As you can see, the subway is only one line that goes along this side of the island. There are a lot of buses, but with the subway, there's only 21 stops. And you only pay when you enter and exit at St. George and Tompkinsville. The others, you can enter and exit for free. This is where the Staten Island Ferry is. They'll take you to Manhattan and the rest of Staten Island. And they call this a subway, but it's really above ground. There are a lot of trains that are above ground in New York, and subway has just become the vernacular. So I figured I'd get off somewhere in the middle because it's gonna take 45 minutes to get to the end of the line. I'm in Old Town right now. And my problem is right now there's no way to cross from here to the other side. So I think I'm gonna get off this platform and see if there's like a tunnel underneath it. I don't know, we'll see. But one thing is for sure, I am not gonna try to run over these tracks because you will die. So kids, do not ever do this. And I think I found a way to cross the platform. You just have to exit and cross the street. It's really peaceful over here. You know, there's not a lot of traffic. It's a lot of green. It's like I'm not in what you would typically imagine as New York City, but this is still part of New York City. You have to remember, New York is vast. It's not just skyscrapers or tight little apartments or crowded streets. There's a lot more to New York City. What I can say is the station is not very wheelchair accessible. I don't know if there are even any ramps, and I don't see any elevators either, so that's not good. But look behind me. This is a little street just outside the station. It's so peaceful. Like I said, it doesn't feel like you're in New York City, but you are technically. I'm the only person on this whole station. I don't know if this is a very small stop that nobody goes to. It's possible that stations in Staten Island are not as crowded as you would find in Manhattan. There's something really surreal about waiting at a subway station, and you get so much nature. The train that we just rode on, you can see it's an older model train. The interior is a little different from what you would find in Manhattan. But there are new trains coming to Staten Island. These are the R211S. Waiting for the train here is really so different than waiting for the train in, say, Bowling Green or Chinatown or any station in Manhattan. The Staten Island subway used to have heavy rail, and then later it was turned into what we use today. Waiting 10 minutes is a long time. For me, 5-minute wait is okay. 10 minutes is forever. I'm gonna be trying to look for a different transit option if it was 10 or 15 minutes. And I think I hear the train coming. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm imagining it. I get phantom sounds of the train. I wanted to get footage of me getting on the train, but I was so slow that they almost closed the doors on me. Well, they did, but they opened it again. The train's kind of slow. It takes 28 minutes to go 5 stops, which is okay since it's above ground. There's a lot to see. Being above ground is always nicer. But there was a notice at the station saying that trains could be slow between stops just because there are leaves on the tracks. And that's something to consider when you have an above ground train, or the elements that affect the tracks. I was talking about the R211S earlier. I made a video on me hunting for the R211A, which is now running on the A line in Manhattan. And link to that is in the description below. There are only 2 stations where you have to pay for the subway, but you have to pay when you enter and when you exit. So that's the Roosevelt Island subway. It's really no different than the subways you find in Manhattan, the other boroughs. It uses the same payment methods. It has delays just like all the other subways. The only difference is the whole line is above ground, and you do have to pay when you enter and exit the first 2 stations, but the rest of the station's free. I just wanted to show you all what the Staten Island subway is like, because I myself have never ridden it. If you're from Staten Island, comment down below if there's a gem along the Staten Island subway line, whether it's a restaurant, a shop, or a cool neighborhood that someone can go visit. I'm really curious to know, so comment down below. And with that, this has been day 2 of the 12 Days of Transit in New York City, and we have more videos coming after this. And in case you haven't noticed, it's the holiday season. I have a promo going on at shop.urbancaffeine.com if you're still looking for gifts or stocking stuffers. Patreons and YouTube members get 15% off. If that's something you're interested in, check out patreon.com/urbancaffeine or the join button of this channel. With that, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, Happy New Yorking!